to Nintendo Ninja News. I'm your host, Chris Tysis, and we're here to, have a bit of a quiet chat about things and all that sort of thing. It's been a bit exciting. So, just 4 days until the Nintendo Switch is coming out, which is very cool. And we are working things out about, what we need to do and all that sort of thing. Just going to be sharing the stuff around. So, just checking on a few things here. So yeah, it's only 4 hours and 1 hour to go until the Nintendo Switch has been released. I'm also been playing a little more of the 3DS as it comes together, and I got another game. I got this one, which is, as you can tell, my game collection is quite extensive. No, that's not right. So, too many games, you would say. I'm not too sure how many games I'll be able to get for the Switch for March. Obviously, Breath of the Wild has been pre-ordered, and we'll do an unboxing video. And what I'll do is that I'm not going to record Breath of the Wild from the beginning of the game, because everyone has seen the first few hours of the game, because that's what most people do. I'll play the first few hours to myself, and once I get a bit of an idea about the game mechanics and how different this game is from other Zelda titles, is when I will go into recording stuff. So it's going to be a very interesting thing, to say the least, about how this will all turn out. It's going to be really, really interesting. So I'm pretty happy about the way that things are with the Switch and all that sort of stuff. So not too long now, but the waiting has been a bit more painful, seeing the previews and everyone else getting their consoles up early, so it's a lot of fun. So if you do have any questions about the Switch and, things like that, and all that sort of stuff. The shelf. Hello, Jam. We'll call you Jam. Yes, it is a very nice one. The TV's missing at the moment because I'm doing a bit of work in other rooms. But, yes, so there is a lot of stuff there, and I normally turn my chair around and I will be doing game recording like that. So it's a pretty easy setup. As you can see, there's an old Atari flashback console there. So the Switch will go underneath there. So that's where I'll be buying a second dock. So for this room, and then the main room that's got, about 7-8 consoles hooked up to it. So it's going to be busy period for me. But if you would like to see any of the items up close, I'm more than happy to take a wander back 1.3 meters in the room to do that. So as I was just showing off my 3DS stuff, because there is too many games. As you can tell, I have too much stuff. Probably some titles that you can think. Yes, it's sort of like an organized chaos. Because normally when people show off their game collection, all you see is the game cases all lined up, and it looks nice, but what I don't like about it, it looks boring. this is like an interactive bookshelf. You can go up to it, you can play with it, and all that sort of thing. I am actually going to get someone. I'll be right back. That was quick. So, for those who are watching, I do want to run a YouTube channel at nintendoninjanews.com, and you can become a fan of this fan page. So I'm at about 700 and something, which is great, and that is always a lot of fun. Now, just sharing this to another group. Now, a couple of days ago, I got this very cool Pikachu thing. I did do a video on it, which I could link to it, but you can watch it later on. And he's very, very cool. He makes lots of little noises. Hang on, what's the other one? I think you go to the middle, and it says even other. Hang on. Oh, where's the one where he's laughing? Oh, that's very nice. He can sit down there for now. So it's only 4 days to go until the Switch, and we're just going to put him up there, just in case it gets a bit lost. Now, I have about 70 to 80 games on the 3DS, which is just calm down, Pikachu. Just calm down. He's getting excited for the Switch. It's coming out soon. You know, even he's going off. I bought him. Most of you are Americans, and I live here in Australia. And I got him for $30, so I thought it was a good investment. And I do look a little disheveled because I haven't shaved, and I do promise I will shave before the launch and the unboxing of the Switch, so I can look half decent for the video. And it is about 11 PM at night, so I'm a little bit tired. For those who don't know what I do, or this page, or anything like that, I've been running Nintendo Ninja News since March of 2015. I have about 350 subs and nearly about 120,000 views. So, looks like there's a few people that like me ranting with a webcam on and playing some games and reviews and things like that, and going out to conventions every now and again. So, now Jan says, well, I feel like I'm the only one asking stuff, but I want the Switch, but I can't afford it. Yeah, it's $470. I don't think there'll be a price cut for a long time. So I wouldn't be... I think your best bet is maybe trying to get a bundle later on down the track. So I think that might be the best way. What some people did, which was very clever, is at EB Games, you were allowed to pre-order something like 6 or 12 months in advance. So what you can do with that is that you can treat your pre-order like a very, very long lay-by. Remember the lay-by or layaway? That's possibly what it's called in America, where instead of, getting out your credit card every single time to pay for something, you would lay by and pay it in installments. So some people took, 3 or 4 or 5 months to save up for a Switch in that way. I do know at Big W, and I think Target, both the lay-bys are 10 weeks. So if you can't afford a Switch or anything, I guess, you can do it in the lay-by way. I think that may be very good. Yes, well, you can do that for Christmas lay-by if you want to get it for Christmas. Super Mario Odyssey will be a very nice game for you to get around that Christmas period. I'll say that will come out around November. Henry, hello Henry. Do become a fan of the page if you like, or even share this broadcast. Says, yep, I'm all set. Neo console, Zelda game, Zelda case, Link Rider amiibo, Wolflink Guardian. Geez, you're spending a lot of money. So, and it's your birthday present. Oh, well, that's a good excuse for buying a lot of games there. I'm only getting the one game and the console, and then next week when, you know, the old payday, I will be getting a second dock, the Pro Controller, and my new Nintendo Man Bag. I have a 3DS bag that I take with me here, and I carry that around with me for street passes. And I guess we could talk a little bit about the 3DS now, in terms of that. And now the 3DS isn't dead, or it's not dying off or anything like that, but the 3DS has entered what I would call the twilight years. It's elderly sort of period. And I think there will be still good support for the 3DS for the rest of 2017, but 2018 is very much dependent on how successful the Switch will be. Now, I think it will sell several million versions of the Switch. I think you can get quite a few million. I definitely think that Switch will sell more than the Wii U, and probably because of one reason, and that's called Pokemon, and Monster Hunter, and Animal Crossing, and 3D Mario, and Zelda, and Mario Kart, and Smash Brothers, and Dragon Quest, and you start to think of all the games that are coming out. It's pretty cool. How do you think the game looks on the Switch? I've not played it yet. The closest I've gotten to Breath of the Wild was I played Breath of the Wild on the Wii U last October. So I was one of the first in Australia to play it out of a couple hundred. And it played great. It played really good, but I was a little bit shitty at that time because I was at a convention. So I was recording since 7:30 in the morning to about 5 p.m. when I got my, media pass to and book an appointment into it. So that's an interesting thing too. My 3DS is my saviour for hospital visits. Well, that's an interesting thing because that was I actually discovered Nintendo in a hospital. I was in hospital when I was 7, 8 years old, or even grade 1, I believe, when I was 6. Yeah, that would have been it. And they had a Nintendo Entertainment System in the early 90s there. And the game that I played, the first game on a Nintendo console that I played was the Flintstones. So check that on YouTube, Flintstones NES game, and you'll sort of see what sort of game that I was playing. And I don't know if they had any other games. I think they might have had The Lion King too. Or was that the Super Nintendo? Maybe someone out there is smart enough to tell me all about that. So, we'll just move you along, Pikachu. So, it's been an interesting time for Nintendo and the 3DS, and I think that 2018 is when you'll start to see the console support drop a lot. And I say by the end of the decade, the 3DS will be taken away. I will play the story. I think when I play the new Zelda game, I will do the story as well as exploring. Well, yeah, I guess you can do the game in any way. You can play for the storyline. You can play for the exploring. But I think, yeah, I don't know how I'll go. I don't think I'll go full GTA 5 where I just basically do side quests and never complete the game. But I think it will end up a bit like how I played Skyrim, where I would do some of the main mission stuff and then I'll eventually get let off on, to do side quests. I think I'll be doing a lot of exploring first and wondering what's going on. Hello, Kevin? Kevin or Kelvin? No, it's Kevin. Kevin Fox. Yes, it is Nintendo Ninja News live on Facebook. And It's a desktop mode instead of using a phone. You know how a pain in the ass that was using a phone instead of your main webcam and a nice little microphone? That was difficult. Now, Danny, fan, I believe, or Dan, remember when I had my first surgery and did have a NES and had Pokemon Stadium and Mario Kart? Oh, okay. I would say that the NES console did not have Pokemon Stadium. I think you might be thinking about the N64. Mario Kart was first on the Super Nintendo. Nice, sounds good. Fantastic. Oh, thanks, Ryan, for joining up. For liking the page. It's great. I guess I wouldn't mind getting the page to 1,000 likes. Not tonight. This could take several weeks into months. But maybe if I broadcast a little more often, that would be fun. I've tried to do live streaming on YouTube and not much success at times. But here on Facebook, I guess I'm pretty familiar with things. Hello, Carl Jack. He's just liked my video, which is awesome. He's a young dude that I know in Australia, for those wondering. So do ask me any questions about the Switch or any concerns. I know that in the news there's been concerns about the Joy-Con desyncing issue. Don't panic about that. It will be patched up and sorted out. This is Nintendo's biggest day in 5 years since the launch of the Wii U. And after the problems of the Wii U, they will not let any mistakes or fuck-ups happen, I would say. Now, I know that some people are disappointed about no virtual console, and I'm disappointed about that too. But I'm hopeful that once it is revealed, and maybe it will be revealed by the end of March, or there may be a special Nintendo Direct or a special update, system update, I'm hoping that they hit the ground running with some really good games. And I do think that GameCube, I think that GameCube games will be the first on the Virtual Console. I think that they'll, launch it with a bang with Super Smash Brothers Melee. That's my guess. Hey fan, hello. So do ask me questions in the comments if you'd like to type out some stuff. What games are you looking forward to for the Switch? Henry says. I am obviously looking forward to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I am a big Mario Kart fan. I got 11,000 VR points on this one, Mario Kart 7. And I got 7,000 VR points for Mario Kart 8. Hello, Ian. How are you? I'm sorry, I'm someone who do wave their hands around. If you watch Doctor Who and the 11th Doctor, I'm a little bit like this sometimes. So they called it an entertainment system back then. I did mean, yep, that's cool. Oh, well, they did. In the hospitals and that. So, hospital 2 weeks, they had a Wii U in there. Oh, okay. Still going the children's as only 20. Yeah, well, that's cool. Now, yeah, there wasn't too many kids that fought over the console when I was little. But I was told to slow down one time because I was rushing to, in the children's ward, I was rushing to play the video game console. But I actually had a drip connected to me on a trolley, and it had a drip right down my nose. So, I had to, not too sure. I think I was nearly got a speeding ticket for that. But yes, that was not. I had a twisted bowel, and 4 nurses held me down. But when you're 8 or 10 years old, you don't really want things shoved down your nose. But lucky, I eat a lot better nowadays. I want Ninja to do a live stream from our sites. I think it would be awesome. I think it would get a ton of followers as well. I don't know what your website will be. Kyle Jack, how you going? All good? How's life at uni? I know you're doing uni work or something. You've got to be out of school by now. You survived schoolies, which is a good start to life. How do you reckon the GameCube Virtual Console will fare without analog triggers on the Pro Controller? Ooh, he's done his research here. For games like Mario Sunshine that will utilize it frequently. It's a good question, and I don't have a particularly clear answer on it. Now, you do remember that the Joy-Cons do come off. Now, there may be a GameCube version of the Joy-Cons that you can attach to it, which would have analog triggers. Now, some people may be annoyed that you would have to buy additional controllers in order to work a GameCube controller. But then again, with Smash Brothers Wii U, people were very happy to buy a GameCube controller and an adapter little box to do that. But I don't know. I'm sure that Nintendo's smart enough to work out something to make it happen. I don't think it should be so bad. Henry asks, what do you think about a Zelda open world multiplayer game? I don't know. I don't think it would really work. It would be a bit like trying to do a multiplayer Metroid game. Federation Force. I don't know. I think Zelda sort of works best in terms of like maybe Triforce Heroes or Four Swords, you know, the one in GBA. But I don't know. It'll be a bit hard. I'll have to play Breath of the Wild, and then I can probably have a better think about, you know, if that's a possibility or not. So we've just hit the 21-minute mark, which is cool. We're still getting quite a few people watching, which is great. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna be putting the Wii U partly to bed once I get the Switch, because Janine, I see Bayonetta up the back. Did you enjoy it? I bought it but haven't played it. I'm one of those people who buy things. Yeah, I have like 70, 80 games on the 3DS and another 70 games or 60 games on the Wii U, virtual console games, modern games. So my backlog it's really bad. So, and plus running a YouTube show takes away so much time, and working full time in childcare doesn't help. To answer your question, yes, I did like Bayonetta 2. It's a fantastic game. A little button mashy for me at times, but there's so much happening on the screen. Calm down, Pikachu. All right. That I enjoyed a lot. Are you excited for the voice acting in the new Zelda game? I think I'm starting to get very excited about the game. Beforehand, I quite wasn't, because there was just so many trailers and discussion about it that I got a little bit tired of it. And I was just a bit like, just stop talking about the game and let's just wait until it releases and let's just get going. So he says Breath of the Wild's going to be amazing, Pikachu. But yeah, I'm pretty happy about that sort of thing, and I'm looking forward to everything that is happening for Breath of the Wild. I want to see how good the physics are and how open world it is. You know, what things can I discover and all that sort of stuff. So I'm pretty happy about that, to be honest. So any other questions would be very, very cool. Now, just do type in your questions. I'll just be there in a sec. I never played Zelda. I felt like I missed out and I don't know where to start. You've missed out on life. That is what you've missed out on if you haven't played Zelda or Pokemon. Life. What have you been doing with your life? Why? Not even Ocarina of Time? Just for 5 minutes? Did someone hand you a controller? Oh, you were deprived as a child. That's alright. You'll have your chance for a Breath of the Wild. And I think from there you can have a go at, you know, there's Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask available on the Nintendo 3DS. You can also download from the Virtual Console stuff that you can get on the 3DS and the Wii U. So there's plenty of opportunities for you to dig into Zelda. And there is, I believe, discounts on the eShop at the moment. So if you did want to pick up a couple games to play later on or now before this Breath of the Wild comes out, now's the time with those discounts. Because I think they'll be ending a little after the Switch is launched, or even by the end of the month, so you've got a few days left. Yes, being Link is life. I'm gonna have a drink. My voice is gleaming. So, so true, Janet. You really missed out, but that's all right. There's always a chance for you to play a game, but that's all right. Like, it took me until late last year to really play my first Fire Emblem game. So, you know, I'm a bit late to some things too. Can you have Play Store on the Switch? Are you talking about the Google Play Store? You mean the eShop, Brett? Not too sure what you mean by that, because you only have the eShop on there. It's not like you can fire up your Xbox and go on the Sony, you know, PlayStation Store. Well, you could via a browser, but that would just be a bit weird, wouldn't it? What Switch console are you getting? I'm getting the plain grey one because I don't like colour. Oh, except for all the colour in the background. So, and I'll be getting Breath of the Wild. I will also be getting in the next few days after launch Fast RMX, which is a love letter to F-Zero. So if you're waiting for Mario Kart 8 to come out, that's your game to get if you want a racing game at launch. And it is coming out on launch, which is excellent. Hello, John. You are from Northern Ireland. Now, oddly enough, I actually did a podcast with someone, Barry from Nintendo Impact Gaming. He's from there, which is cool, and that will be coming out on his YouTube channel. It's always good to do collaborations and talks with people. So it's always fun. And thanks, John, for liking the page. That's always fun to see. So I think I won't be too sad to put away the Wii U. It's not going to be put away. It's just going to collect a little bit of dust under the TV unit. I think with my 3DS, I'll still probably take it out for some street passing. But I've put so many hours into this, and I've had so much joy playing each of the Pokemon generations, Sun and Moon and X and Y. I have enjoyed Fantasy Life. I say my favourite game, apart from Mario Kart 7, is Kid Icarus Uprising. Please, Nintendo, port that game to the Switch, please. Or make a sequel, wouldn't that be lovely? Kid Icarus in HD with actual proper controls. Oh, it would be amazing. So, I would love that to happen. But apart from that, there was many other games that I liked. Gunman Clive. I should just bring out the whole collection here. Hang on. Smash Brothers, which was excellent on the 3DS. I know it's not the best version, but to play it portable is great. You'll be able to do that for the Switch. Animal Crossing New Leaf, I basically lost my life in that for a few hundred hours, which was excellent. Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate was another classic. Steam World Dig, another classic. Google Play Store, no, because it's not a Google device. So, because it doesn't play smartphone games like that. So, yeah. Would you like to see Twilight Princess and Ocarina of Time on the Switch later on? They could do it as a cheap, nasty port, but I think we've had Ocarina of Time on every console since then. So maybe give it a bit of rest, or just put on the virtual console. I think people will be happy to play it like that. My Wii has been put away for ages since I got my Wii U 2 years ago, but I was interested to see they'll put Pokemon on the Switch. I would bet your house on it. Well, the Pokemon Company CEO came out and said because of the Switch, Pokemon, the main series, will change forever, which I think what he means is that Game Freak will actually pull their finger out and maybe do some better graphics for their games. I know Sun and Moon looked good, but I think we really want more of a 3D world for Pokemon. That would be lovely. I wouldn't say open world, but yeah. Can you have a Bluetooth on the Switch? Apparently, I've heard the news on that, and no, you can't do Bluetooth on the Switch. So that's not an option for your microphones. Now, I have heard that when you dock the console, you can... A headset, yeah. Great watching you. Catch you again. Thanks, Wendy. I shall see you later on. Now, I have heard that you can use a wired headset and you can connect it when the console is docked and undocked, which is great. No one has tried the idea of a Bluetooth adapter via the USB ports that it's got, so maybe it could work like that. But I'm not too sure. Someone should try that out if someone has a console on them, all those reviewers at the moment. But I'm pretty sure that there will be ways around it, or Nintendo may be able to do something. I don't know. If it's not shipping with Bluetooth, that makes it a bit difficult, doesn't it? Ninja, did you Of course I pre-ordered it. I run a YouTube show. It's kind of my duty, it's my hobby job. Nintendo Ninja News doesn't make money, sadly, because we don't get... we don't make money from the videos, and that obviously we don't get that many views. So let's just put down our website. You don't have to go off and watch those videos. You can watch it after this broadcast, which is very cool. Now, if you do have any questions in the comments, to ask them, or anything about Nintendo. I think I was asking questions about Nintendo in the 1950s one time, which was interesting. Back when Nintendo and Disney were doing a little bit of work, and they were doing stuff in the 60s as well. Playing cards, long time ago. So, what else have I been doing? I have been sort of working out the other Switch games that I might get. I'll definitely get Mario Odyssey and Splatoon 2, which is going to be great with the Joy-Cons and handheld mode. You can go around and play with your friends and that, which is great. And I'm looking forward to that sort of thing as well. Now, I'm just trying to give this another share to another group. See if we can get a few more people. Let's have a look. Gamers Bible. We're doing a share. Okay. What's up, Bo? Ian is here too. Who's Ian? I don't believe I know him. I don't know the chap. So, oh, cool. I think we've got 6 likes. Wow. That's quite a lot. It's pretty interesting. Now, yeah, so for those who missed out earlier on, so I'm going to go to the midnight launch for the Switch, which will be this time in 4 days' time. And I will also be, so I'll come home after midnight. I'll literally jump in the taxi and go. And I will do an unboxing of it. And I will be, I'm not too sure what I'll do after the unboxing and I post it. Hey, Aussie. Hello, Wes. Is Zelda as hard as everyone saying it is? I do not have a copy of the game yet, or the console, Wes, but I have heard from a number of people that it is a pretty hard game. It's not a game where you run around and do stupid things. So say you've got to be a bit more prepared and think a little more. I don't think it's like other Zelda games where it gets challenging, but you normally wouldn't die as much. Okay. Jake and Bert, Ian McDonald are in a gaming groups. Ah, very cool. Very, very cool. Likes your posts. Cool. So, yeah. So, I think I may do a live video. Do you think I should do a live video showing off the Switch? And play a little Breath of the Wild first? What do you think? Because, I'm just thinking, oh, well, I can do it on the laptop. Alright. Okay, this is what I'll do. I will I'll do a live stream with my laptop. So what you'll see is you'll try to see my TV with it on. Now, the picture might not look fantastic, but I don't know. I'll try and work it out. I'll try to work it out, guys. I'll work out something. So, and I can go and explore Breath of the Wild with everyone here, which will be fun. So, what else is there? Yes, yes. Oh, that sounds great. So, what are you excited about the Switch, everyone? What do you like about the hardware? Is it because you can connect to a TV? Is it because you have two controllers in one? Is it the table mode, which I can, I could actually put the Switch right next to my TV and do this, which is great. Or you can play, or you'll soon be able to play Skyrim on the toilet. I think that's a great feature, and I'm a big fan of Skyrim. And yes, I will be playing a shitload of it on gameplay, and I'll try to, do stuff with that too. So that's good. Thanks, Kevin, for that. He'll get me a few more views, which is excellent. But I think that it will have a successful launch. I believe that most of the pre-orders have been, taken care of. So I think Nintendo will definitely sell between 2 million to 2.5 million for March. Henry says, I like the handheld the most. Just playing Zelda on the handheld would be amazing. It will be quite amazing. I just forgot what I was talking about. It's getting late here, guys. That's right. I'll keep powering on for everyone. So yeah, I'm excited about the Switch. I like the handheld mode. I think the battery life is fine. I know that there are reports that it's 2.5 hours, but that's on max settings in terms of no one's going to have it on the highest brightness. I would say that if you're playing if you're out and about outside, you probably won't need Wi-Fi. You can turn off that, so that saves you on battery power, and sleep mode is quite effective, what I've heard. So I think the battery life is more going to be like 3.5 hours, which is about the 3DS. That's about that sort of limit. So I know, and if you saw the tear down of the console, someone opened it up, the battery is literally that big. It fills up a large amount of the tablet. So Nintendo tried to stuff in the biggest battery they could possible. So I think some people were thinking it was just a small battery, but in fact it's quite large. And I think the best that they could do. I think the fact that they were able to pack so much stuff in something so thin is quite a marvel. And reminds me, it's the Switch is almost like a handheld version of the GameCube in terms of how neat and small and compact it is, which is amazing. Hello, Peter. Peter, I've known for a very, very long time. They remember what made Zelda a beloved childhood memory, the feeling of adventure and personal achievement. Well, Peter, Breath of the Wild is going to be the game for you. There is no hand-holding at all. Nothing at all. You just start the game in the middle of... You just start the game and that's it. There's no tutoring. There's no 10-minute, how to learn how to ride a horse. You just start the game off and you just go off and search for things. repeatedly I've heard by reviewers is it's a game that rewards exploring. So you need to go and explore the whole world in order to get the benefits and achievements and weapons and whatever else that you may like to see. But I'm purposely keeping myself a bit in the dark with Breath of the Wild because I want to, discover the surprises myself. So it'll be fun. And thank you for the 20 people who are watching and all sorts of people. It's been great. I don't know where Kevin's gone. He's been gone for a few minutes, and that's okay. But I think this must be my most successful broadcast ever. It's crazy. So that's all right. Wow. So what consoles do people have? I'm assuming that most people here have a 3DS because that just sold a bit better than the Wii U, just a little bit. When I mean by a little bit, by about 50 million. So Henry says, will you be playing the Switch with friends online? Absolutely. When Mario Kart comes out, I will try to unlock all the carts in record time and jumping online as quickly as I can. That's my favorite Nestor. Cool. It's my favorite. I'm sure 3DS is a favorite too, or the older if you were talking about that. So that's very, very nice. Now, yeah, I can't think of anything else at the moment. I've chatted quite a lot actually, but yes, I do have a lot of things in the background. What do I have to show off? You may remember, you might be not able to see the screen because the GBA is a bit old, and the screen, you can't see it because there's no backlit to it, but you may be able to hear the sound. You can tell by this, what is this game? Okay. It's Pokemon Yellow. Oh, friend code. It might be best to... Let's just turn that down. Yeah, that was Pokemon Yellow on the Game Boy Advance. If you want to send me... Actually, it's probably not worth sending me a friend code for the 3DS because I'm going to the Switch in 4 days' time. So, who are you? I am the host of Nintendo Ninja News, a YouTube channel that... quite a few people watched over the last couple of years, and I am doing live videos on Facebook because I can do it via my desktop now, which will be very, very cool. So that's what I'm doing. I don't know who you are, but that's all right. I wonder if this actually works in the GBA. It should. It's a funny sound, isn't it? Game Boy camera. So, that was a wacky thing, the Game Boy Color back in the day. Need help how to download Pokemon Generations. Pokemon Generations, what game is that? I don't condone illegal downloading of Nintendo games because, well, you can buy games via the eShop or buy second hand. So, yeah, you can tell me what console it is that might be helpful. Now, what else is there? So, yes, I do have a YouTube page, and I'm not so sure how I can show it off in the best way. Let's have a look. Hang on. Hang on. Let's not do that. So, if any questions that you have, do say so. This is my channel for those wondering where I am. This is where I am on YouTube. As you can tell, I have a few videos that I do. I do latest news and all that sort of thing. Are you going to get amiibos for Breath of the Wild? I may eventually, if I can afford it at this rate. But at the moment, I'm just trying to get the main accessories for now, and I may grab a couple of amiibos. I do have about 80 of the bastards here, so I do have enough amiibos at the moment. How do you feel about fan-made games using older Nintendo games as a base if they aren't sold? Yeah, I don't see the huge harm in that, but the problem is too that a lot of these old games are still technically sold on the eShop. So they try to make a fan game of Super Mario Brothers. You can buy it on the eShop. So yeah, it's a bit of a tricky thing. I would suggest people to make their own games instead of doing fan stories and fan games and that. Which is better, Pokemon Go or Pokemon Blue? Well, that's a very silly question. It's Pokemon Blue. It's a full game. Pokemon Go is a fun game, but it is quite limited in what you can do. So that's my answer right there. Well, we've been here for over 45 minutes. Hoping that you're enjoying this little broadcast here on Nintendo Ninja News here on Facebook, which is pretty different. For me, normally I do everything on YouTube, but I thought I'd do something a little bit different and talk about stuff. Now, actually, that's a good question for me, is I do have an event thing. So let me just put that in the description. I mean, as a comment. So that's the event link to the Nintendo Switch launch, and that's where I'll put in the live video when I eventually get myself together and all that sort of thing. So that would be interesting to see. Yeah, so I did a little event page. No one's basically, I think one or two people are turning up, but we'll see how it goes. I think I'll obviously get a lot more views on YouTube in terms of people looking for the videos and stuff like that. What do you think, Pikachu? Very good. He seems happy. So yeah, so I don't see myself playing much of the 3DS or the Wii U once the Switch is launched. I'll try as hard as I can to get as many different games for it. I'm not going to break the budget, but I'll get some good games that will last me a long time. And I think Breath of the Wild will do that, and Fast RMX. I also want to get that Ultimate. Right. And Peter's sending me a Facebook message. Why is he doing this? I'm doing a live video. God damn it. Yes, and that Facebook event is online. You don't have to come to Australia to see it. Just putting it out there for those people who are wondering. If you do want to leave comments and chat about stuff or join the page, that would be wonderful. We're always trying to find new fans and supporters and that, and do keep coming back to the fan page, and all that sort of thing. So, because it's hard with fan pages, because some people don't see the updates when I post something. So you got to be a bit more vigilant with fan pages than you do with groups. But the problem with... I tried to build up a Facebook group, and the problem is you get too many shit posts. At least with the Nintendo Ninja News fan page, you'll get good quality news and some little funny pictures along the way. But my news videos are about 1 minute or 2 minutes long. You just get the news, no fluff, no bullshit. And I think that's been a successful model for my YouTube channel so far. Just getting a few little different messages here and there, which is alright. So yeah, it's been good fun. So yeah, it's gonna feel a bit weird playing on a new console. Are you gonna find Ganon straight away? No, of course not. I'm gonna go and explore the game. You think waiting years for this game? I'm gonna be going, yeah, I'm gonna try to complete it in 10 minutes. I will be exploring as much as I can in the game, and it will be a lot of fun. I should have worn a Nintendo shirt, but I didn't, because I was a bit silly. Because the camera's a little lower than normal, so you can actually see my shirt, which is funny. Yes, I will be exploring as much as Breath of the Wild between work hours as I can. So I do sort of part-time to full-time hours, which makes it a little tough, because I've got to work at 9 AM in the morning, and I'm doing a midnight launch. I'm not going to get many hours of sleep. I'm going to look very, very tired. So, do you have original Pokemon cards? I used to, and then I got rid of them, sadly. But I do have some Pokemon cards here and there. I'm not really big into collecting. Well, what cards I got here? Here's a random one. It's Thundersaurus. It's a bit blurry, isn't it? Yeah. That's the problem with this webcam. It's got a glass over the lens, which makes stuff pretty hard to put on cam. So I have I'll probably play some Mario Kart 7 tomorrow and the night after. Do you have any Zelda merchandise? The Hero's Tunic. Okay, do I have any Zelda merchandise? Good question. I do have a Monopoly game of The Legend of Zelda. It's packed away in another room, so I won't get it out, but that's just to tell you. I do have Twilight Princess, which is up there, if you can see my finger. See the Charmander? Twilight Princess is just right there. The Hero's Tunic might be acquired. I think it may be through some shrine or thing. I don't think that the green costume is going to play a really important part in the game. Because I think they want to give Link a new look, a new sort of vibe to him. So I don't think that the green suit's going to play an important role. I think people like to see it just to see the traditional look of Link. But I like the new blue suit. I think it looks great. It's just it freshens things up as well. That's what Breath of the Wild is. It's a breath of fresh air into the series that's become a bit stale over the time, a bit too rigid. Yeah, I get what you mean. Which is okay. I'm gonna blow my nose a little bit. Hang on. Oh man. I'm just gonna show you one of my visitors here. I have a cat. Whisk! What are you doing? Oh, it's being caught on camera. Do you think the Master Sword will break? No, I don't think so. I think the Master Sword, it shouldn't break, because that would be the end of the game. But I think, by the look of the Master Sword, it looks damaged. So, I'm not too sure with the storyline or anything. Obviously, I haven't played the game yet. But, I think that maybe Hello, Pikachu. Just stay back. I think that I think you might have to repair it or fix the Master Sword in some way. Can I play Pokemon Blue on PlayStation 4? I think he's being funny. No, you can't play it on the PS4. No, you can't. But yeah, that's what I think about the Master Sword in that respect. It's actually nice to see my cat use a cat tree instead of my furniture. It's quite nice. Oh, well, he does look a bit beaten up. And I remember people going on about Princess Zelda crying. She falls into Link's arms and gets emotional and upset in the game. They thought, oh, she's playing a weak female character. I'm like, well, you have to look at the context of the storyline where this is a game where you're not trying to save the castle. The castle has already been taken over. It's already taken over the world. So she's virtually lost everything. And that's why she's on foot a lot more often and she's not being kidnapped. She's basically lost a kingdom. So it's like a timeline where everything has virtually failed and Link's been locked up for 100 years. For some reason. Well, yeah, it can be reforged again. But it's interesting how it's gotten damaged over time. Okay, Ninja, I'm crashing. Finish my night shift. We will talk soon. Awesome show. Thank you for that, Kevin. Now, the Master Sword is an interesting thing, Peter. Is the Master Sword damaged because it's been unused for a long time, or was it damaged due to a previous battle? The battle that happened 100 years ago. Did Ganon actually damage the Master Sword and it become, unusable or something like that? Yes, my YouTube channel. I'm gonna type that in. There it is. Click on that and it will take you to the spot. My cat has the midnight crazies and it is ticked over to midnight. So it is officially 4 days to go until the Nintendo Switch. It's gonna be a long wait. And I've nearly clocked up to an hour, which is pretty cool. Which is pretty cool. Actually, I can pin that comment. Yeah, so that's a pinned comment that people can see. Excellent. Yeah, what's the other game that I'm looking forward to on the Switch? That Ultimate Street Fighter game. I think that would be a cool game. Little fighting game. The graphics looks pretty retro, but it's like a polished, modern version of that game. But that'll be a fun game to play. What else am I looking forward to? Yeah, I want to play it on handheld mode and see what that's like. Taking that around, and the big screen is going to be easy to see because the 3DS only had 240p screen. So it was a pretty poor screen in terms of its size because it gets quite pixelated with some games. But I think with the Switch you won't have any problems like that at all. So that should be fine. So, yeah, so I do have a lot of merchandise and stuff behind me. Different books and reviews that I've done over the couple years I've done the YouTube channel. And lots of amiibos and a gold Mario amiibo and the large Yoshi amiibo. And I did get the 2DSs for Pokemon Red and Blue. Couldn't get the yellow one, sadly. And just a lot of old retro-type consoles. I'll show them off in future broadcasts. But yeah, it should be fine. So, any more questions for people watching? Anything like that? And I guess for the next 3 or 4 days, I will try to figure out a way to broadcast Breath of the Wild and see how that goes. That should be exciting, but do watch out for my unboxing. I know that there's a lot of unboxing videos out there, but it would be nice to get some support, and I will try to make it as entertaining as possible, and sort of give you my take on how it feels in the hands and the size and things like that. We'll jiggle it around and see if it fits in the dock well and all that sort of stuff. But it should be fun. Oh, I think I'm dropping in viewers. I think it might be time for me to go. I've just been online for an hour, which is a long time. Is 4 days to go until the Switch. So to recap, I'm getting it for Friday. I will unbox it. I will show off some of the UI, and later on I will do some recordings of Breath of the Wild and people can see it, which is very, very cool. So I will... Any more questions? If you do have any more questions, I'm happy to keep the broadcasts going. But it is getting a bit warm in here. It's summer here in Australia, so the temperature's going up and down a bit. Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, this is some of the old stuff. I've got Game Boy camera, which I don't know if anyone has this anymore. This came out in the late 90s, and it's a bit of a strange thing. So taking selfies in the 90s, which is pretty funny. So I got that for literally about $20 in a second-hand store. So that was a good little buy. I used to have it back in 98, 99, that thing. So it wasn't too bad. So I think this is going to be it for me. I'm feeling pretty tired. But I'd like to thank everyone who watched this video. It looked like it was really successful. A lot of people hopped on to see who I am and what the hell I do. And if you're still confused on what I do run a YouTube channel. Do come and see the page. What EB games I'm going to I'm going to the Canberra Civic one. Now, I would watch you unbox, but I'll be playing it myself. That's pretty cool. Yeah, maybe Ganon has done something to the Master Sword. I think he's taken control of something. I think that's my take on it. I've been a rider for 20 years. So my take is he's taken control of something that is protecting him inside the Hyrule Castle. Can you give some tips at how to find differences between fake and original Pokemon cards? Oh, well, I do have a rant video about a second-hand store that was selling fake cards. Now, I probably am not the best person to tell the differences between real and fake ones. But if I can remember, I may be able to direct you to some people. Peter says, I do like it when the taking the Dreamcast remote ID and taking next level. Oh, are you really saying the Switch is like the Dreamcast? I don't think it's like that in any way. With the little thing that pops out of the controller, I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that. Some people are comparing the Switch to the PS Vita and the PS4, where you can do share play. But the problem with that is you got to buy a PS4, got to buy a Vita, and you're gonna have the PS TV thing, adapter thing. So that's going to cost you $1,000, and you've got to use Wi-Fi in order for it to work. Where with the Switch, you pay under half of that price, and you don't need Wi-Fi in order for it to stream to your handheld. Everything's in the handheld, and there's a dock, so it's not too hard. I don't think it's a bad thing. So I think the Switch is a better investment for that type of hybrid gaming, or some people call it a home console, some will call it a handheld. The Switch will be whatever you like it to be. But all I want it to be is a good console that sells well and has a lot of cool games. So it'll be a lot of fun. So just seeing if there's any more messages there. I don't think so, by the look of it. But I can understand that people... I'm very excited for Zelda. I can't wait and count down the days. I know. I am very, very happy too about it. So I can't think of anything else to show off in terms of stuff. But yes, I've got Snorlax up the top and the God Pokemon up there, which is pretty cool. And yes, I'll show you one cool thing before I go. So, there's the Wii U box up there, from now 4 to 5, over 4 years ago that I got the Wii U at launch day. Who's my favourite Pokemon? It's Lapras is my favourite Pokemon, followed by Snorlax and, I don't know, maybe Pikachu, I guess. As in terms of Pokemon that I use in the game. But here's a little original box of the Game Boy, which is where all handheld gaming really started. I know the Game & Watch, yes, that was the beginning, but this was the one that really got it over it. Do you think Nintendo will ever break out in the MMO market? I don't count Pokemon Go. Well, it depending what franchise they use for an MMO. You know, what would they use? You know, they could do Pokemon, but I'm not too sure how they could put it together. I think they have a very successful model doing the two versions of each game and that. So, I don't know. Can I catch Lugia on Pokemon Blue? I think he's trolling me now. So, I think I'm going to ignore his questions. Because he should know. Because he can look up Google for that sort of stuff. So, but yeah, I don't know MMO. I don't know if it's really necessary for them to do that. But I think Nintendo would like us to be playing as many different games as possible. They might not want us to stay on one game forever, and sort of, you know, not buy any other games for the console. I think they want us to, you know, cycle around different games and that, because I'm going to be busy with Mario Kart, Splatoon, and Breath of the Wild, and all those games. So I'll be pretty busy. So, wow, I've been on for nearly an hour and 10 minutes. Hopefully you can hear me well. I think the microphone is working well. Yes, you can, but you need to glitch the S's and has 6... Move the yes, Peter's right. Oh, yes, he's absolutely right. We've been playing Zelda for a long time. Well, that's true. I hope, Henry, you've joined my page, which I think you have. And you can also add me as a friend at facebook.com/Chris Tysers, which, you know, it's easy for me to... let's see if I can actually do that. So let's just go to that. Yeah, so just posted a little message there. So, thanks for the shares too. 100 comments. Wow. 100 little messages. So thanks for that, Henry. So yeah, it's going to be busy for me. I'm looking forward to it. I think I will bring this broadcast to an end now. I'm a bit tired and I do need to go to bed for work. But I'm not too sure when the next broadcast is. I could do another one in 2 days' time, or another one tomorrow. If not, then you'll definitely see me at the Switch launch when I do the unboxing. And once I release that video, I'll show off the Switch console for a little bit and maybe start playing it a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see how that all goes. It'll be Very, very exciting. So, put on my glasses finally. I can't put on my glasses because, see the problem? Yeah. So I'll get some anti-glare glasses one day. Jokes, we can talk about Zelda. You won't see me from Friday onwards. Oh, that's alright. We'll talk about Zelda then. But this is it from me. It's been great to talk to everyone, and do like the page and join up and all that sort of thing. So that is it from me, from Nintendo Ninja News, and I shall see you next time, or most likely in 4 days. Nintendo Switch is coming. I'll see you next time.